Alex smiled. Outwardly, he appeared relaxed, accepting the compliments and praise, basking in the adoration of his peers. He swallowed the last of his wine, not even noticing as a hovering servant refilled his glass. Alex let his eyes roam over the ballroom, settling for a moment on the dais where the king sat on his throne, presiding over the proceedings, attended by William, playing the dutiful crown prince. Prince William looked in his direction and frowned, as he did whenever he looked away from his conversation with the king long enough to peer at him. Alex raised his glass to the perfect one in the court, the noble prince, the king's favorite child, and drank the contents of his glass, laughing as William sighed and turned away. Alex let his eyes rake over his contemporaries, the younger sons and daughters of the court's high lords and ladies as they fought for a position near him. He smiled bitterly and wondered if the sycophants would still try to gain his favor if they knew one of his father's closest guarded secrets. That if he'd been born to a typical family instead of a ruling family, it would have seen him killed at birth, or as soon as the healers confirmed he bore the taint. Alex laughed. His presence a ticking time bomb in the court, surrounded by the elite in the realm, waiting for the moment his father's guards deemed it prudent to end his life. Still, that possibility was a future concern. Alex wished not for the first time that he lived in that long-ago era where, so legend had it, being able to wield the power of the veil wasn't a bad thing. Those with the power were highly regarded and valued. Thinking of the folklore regarding the use of the veil in those early days made him laugh. Vaunted fighters, augmenting their strength and normal abilities, able to travel great distances, being able to control the very elements. Immortals. Until his great-uncle Edward's day. Something had started going wrong. Those with access to the veil had started turning, going mad and killing people, ordinary people who couldn't defend themselves. Events that began this sundered war. Alex caught himself before he slipped and rolled his eyes, drawn out of his introspection. He noticed Lord Minor Rathan Cartwright trying to insinuate himself into the group surrounding Lady Jessalyn. Rathan was an irritating little lordling who kept trying to gain not only his attention, but that of his friends. The only one who didn't realize he didn't have a chance was Rathan himself. Alex caught Jessie's eye. "You've got incoming." It was times like this being tainted was handy. He may not be immortal or be able to control the elements, but he could communicate with others who bore the taint. Lady Jocelyn Elena Barraclough was one of them. She was one of his closest friends, even though she was the daughter of a low-ranking lord who attained his rank due to the king's favor rather than through hereditary lines. She came to the court as a small girl, placed in the care of her aunt and uncle. Her aunt had been a beauty in her time. She even overcame the challenge of her low birth to marry the second most powerful lord in the realm. They had been firm friends since childhood. Jess had grown up, and was now regarded as one of the most desired and beautiful ladies of the court. Her blonde hair was held in an intricate design by combs and pins, with a trail of her hair running down one side as if it had willfully escaped its bindings. With pale skin, startling green eyes, and a slim waist, Jess appeared to be, on the surface, almost delicate. Appearances can deceive. Alex knew she was athletic and an incredible swordsman, well known as one of the best hunters in the court and comfortable not only in wielding blades, but knives, bows, and any weapon that came to hand. Jess rode with the royal party in the royal hunt, and when Elizabeth, William's twin, ventured from the palace, Jess was always in her entourage. Unknown to anyone else, Jess was one of the last forms of defense should anyone try to harm the princess. The only reason most lords of their set let her be, other than light courting, was her association with Alex and Kyle. That is, other than Rathan, who had been trying to gain her attention of late, it seems.